Have you ever felt that feeling like someone you love is slowly slipping away? Like you're holding on to a rope that keeps fraying thread by thread, and no matter how tightly you grip it, it just keeps unraveling. It's that slow motion heartbreak, the kind where you see it coming, but you cannot stop it. And it's confusing, right? Because they're still there, they still text you, they still call you, they still stand in the same room as you, but something is just different. It's like talking to someone you've known forever, but you're speaking different languages now. Can't quite reach them, you can't quite feel them, and no one warned you that losing someone you love would feel like this. And maybe you just keep holding on because you remember the good days. You remember the late night conversations, the inside jokes, the long drives with the windows down and the music too loud. You remember when they felt like home. And so you keep showing up, you keep trying to make it work, you keep hoping they will just snap back to being that person you used to know. But what do you do when they don't? When every conversation feels a little more forced, when every laugh feels a little more hollow, when you start to wonder if you're the only one who's still fighting to keep this connection. It is painful because you're not just losing them, you're losing the version of yourself that existed in that relationship, friendship, partnership. You're losing the part of you that felt safe in their presence, the part of you that felt seen, understood, accepted. You're losing the us that used to make sense. And that kind of loss, it's very complicated because it's not like a breakup where there's a clear ending. It's not like someone's passing away that you can just accept that they're no more around. It's a slow, quiet fade, and you're just left wondering if you're being dramatic or if something real is actually slipping through your fingers. And here's the kicker: you can still love them, you can still care about them, you can still want the best for them and still feel the distance. And that is confusing because a part of you still wants to keep trying. Part of you wants to hang on. Part of you thinks maybe if I'll just love them a little harder, a little louder, a little more consistently, they will come back to me. But what if they don't? What if the person you're trying to hold on to isn't even that person anymore? What if you're clinging to a version of them that does not exist? So, what do you do? How do you let go without turning cold? How do you walk away without shutting your heart off completely? You know what? I think you start by being honest to yourself. You stop pretending that everything is fine. You stop forcing conversations that are one sided. You stop holding space for someone who isn't holding space for you. And you stop blaming yourself for the distance. You stop replaying every conversation, every moment, every glance, trying to figure out where it all started to fall apart. Because sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes people just drift. Sometimes they get lost in their own pain, in their own addictions, their own chaos, and no amount of love on your part is going to save them from that. And that's the hardest part, isn't it? Letting go of someone you still love, choosing your peace over their presence, choosing to walk away from a connection that used to feel like oxygen. But you have to, not because you've stopped caring, not because you're giving up, but because you deserve to feel seen, valued, loved, and not just tolerated. You deserve relationships that do not feel like emotional tightrope walks. You deserve connections that don't leave you second guessing your worth. So if you're still holding on, if you're still trying to save something that feels far too gone, I want you to hear this. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to choose your presence. You are allowed to stop fighting for a connection that's only one way. You're allowed to grieve someone who's still right there. You're allowed to move forward even if you never got a clear goodbye. And if you ever doubt that, just come back to this because you deserve more than one sided love. You deserve more than half hearted conversations. You deserve more than someone who's just slipping away. Drop a comment if you've ever felt this kind of grief. If you've ever had to let go of someone who was still right there in front of you. Let's talk about it. Let's get better together.